Welcome, sports fans. It's that time again. We've been away for a while, but it's time for another edition of Inside Sports. I'm your host, Charles E. Smith Jr., alongside the Jersey Jive Talker.
Hey, folks, I'm John Moncrief, and at Inside Sports, we're changing the world.
One sport at a time.
Because?
That's how we roll.
And I'm just grateful to be able to be rolling again, man. So I want to say thank you to everybody out there who sent all their well wishes when I was convalescing the last few weeks, but it's good to be back talking sports with you, Charles Smith.
Most definitely. We're in the company of the Stanley Cup.
Lord Stanley.
Well, you know, I talked to Phil Pritchard, who is the keeper of the cup.
Yeah.
He couldn't make it down here.
Did he have a problem with the credit card? Is that what the issue he had?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he couldn't get out of the airport.
Yeah.
So he did provide us with this replica of the Stanley Cup. And, of course, from the Anaheim Ducks, we've got the Stanley Cup towel. And is this a good time to tell them this is going to be a big Stanley Cup playoff preview show, or should we wait till later to tell them that?
No, I think we can tell them right now.
Go ahead.
This is a Stanley Cup preview show. We'll be talking about the East and West first round matchups. We're going to break them all down for you, and then we'll each give our predictions in terms of who will win the Stanley Cup and play for it as well. So look forward to that here in the next segment.
From what I understand, we are considered experts.
Really? Well,
we are.
I guess we are. Well, listen, you know, one of us on this set correctly predicted that the San Francisco Giants would win the World Series. And one of us on this set predicted that the Green Bay Packers would go to the Super Bowl and then eventually win it.
Well, go to the Super Bowl.
Yes. So, you know, and the other did pick Pittsburgh to go to the Super Bowl. So we do have some credibility,
to go to the Super Bowl and win. You picked
Green Bay to go to the Super Bowl and lose, but they then won.
So which makes
me the smart one.
More right than
I guess, yes.
Right. In a roundabout
way. We're kind of the same right.
Since your team won, but they weren't supposed to.
Yes. Should we tell the folks out there about the upcoming golf outing we're going to be excited about? That would be the Calypso on the Green on Friday, April 29th, which is 2 weeks away, man. 2 weeks away. Very excited about that. I know that Gary Garver's been swinging the clubs every day and night, getting ready to represent Inside Sports. He's also been practicing the tequila shots as well, so he can have that nice balance between.
I told you, they call Gary Mr. Longball.
Yeah, that's right. And nothing short about that in terms of praise, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's April 29th. Go to LincolnElementaryPTA.com if you'd like to help us out. It's going to be a great day. Eddie Nathan's also going to be repping us with Inside Sports. Great day of golf, great day of silent auctions, and we're going to have a lot of fun out there.
Yeah,
so check
we will be there in support. We will not actually be swinging clubs because we don't want the marshals coming by every 5 minutes talking about rate of play.
That's
and
right.
I don't want to spend the time, digging my golf ball out of the bushes and out of the lake and everything else. Yeah. So,
but yeah. We're excited about that.
We'll leave the golfing to the golfers and the talking to the talkers.
Yes, since we can do that, yes, I think that's a good thing.
Exactly.
So, and speaking of golf, can we spend a minute on the Masters since that just kind of wrapped up?
Yeah. That was an epic meltdown choke. Anyways, we got Greg Norman who's going to call in and tell us exactly what happened to Mr. McElroy.
If he can get his hands off of his throat from 15 years ago.
Talk to me, Moncrief.
You know, it was a great Sunday, and it was comparable to, and it was 25 years ago this past weekend at the 86 Masters where Jack came from out of nowhere to win his 6th green jacket. And maybe I thought the best Masters I had ever seen in terms of competitive field on a Sunday until this past week. What a great Masters tournament that was. Congratulations to not Charles E. Schwartzel, but Charles Schwartzel from South Africa who wound up winning. And I got to give our boy Eldrick a little bit of credit because he did play well on Sunday. He played well enough to win most years. He still isn't Tiger until he wins, but he came as close to being Tiger as he has been in a long time. If he can just get that little short blade that they use on the putting green to work, because that was his downfall, Charles, if you watch the tournament. He had 5 3-putts during the tournament. If he has one of those back, he's right there at the top of the leaderboard. So it's going to happen sooner rather than later for Tiger, I think. But you talked about it with me off air before we started. There are more and more people now who have that ability to rise up and play well in one tournament, and we've seen that over the last year and a half now.
So although that Tiger isn't winning, but the field of golf is the level of play has been risen within the last 5 years, definitely, and that is why when you talk to anyone, casual golf fans or even real golf fans, just ask them, hey, you know what? Name the last winners of the last 4 majors off the top of your head, and Who knows? I don't even really know right now. I had them written down, but I left it in the car.
Did you?
So
I can name Graham McDowell off the top of my head, only because of the McElroy situation. They were talking him up over the weekend as well. He had won one of the tournaments last year, but I can't even remember which one. And I watch golf pretty regularly. So
right.
But a great tournament nonetheless. It's the Masters. You're always going to get a great tournament. It's always the first sign of spring for most of us out there, and and CBS does a great job with that. And the best part about that tournament for me watching it is you get only 2 minutes of commercials for every hour of golf. How great is that? They should make that the model for all tournaments. But
speaking of commercials, we're in the presence of the Game On glove, the Stanley Cup.
That's right.
The rally banner from the Mighty Ducks, and we are also in the presence of the timer.
Yes.
Mr. Moncrief, which just went buzz.
Okay, so that means it's time to hit a break?
It is.
Okay.
Take us out.
Well, I'm John Moncrief. That's Charles E. Smith Jr. The show is Inside Sports. We'll be right back with our Stanley Cup playoff preview.